Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let me just put on some of my awakening oil here, which can be purchased on my Etsy store. You can go to my website, queenamunra.com. We're going to dive into your reading. All right, let's get into it. Oh, all right. So what I was picking up on, Geminis, for you all as we dive right into your reading, as we're coming up on the last day. If you're watching this video on the 20th, it's the last day in this cycle, but it's the day before we start Libra season on the 22nd, right? The 21st would be the day before. But we're at the end of a cycle. So yay, you made it to the end of a cycle. So some people will try it all the way down to the last day of a cycle, right? Literally, they will try it to the last day of a cycle. And so Source is saying, but you got to recognize the detail. The devil is in the details of everything, right? So there's somebody who feels like they could secretly end you. This moon card connects us with secrets. Like they can secretly end you to talk about your lovers or who you're partnering with in business and or in love, right? But let me help you with that. You don't even have to worry about it. Don't even give it any air. None whatsoever. That's your test, right? To see how quickly you can switch up and go in, right? So Source is saying when you're being tested and you're dealing with energies who don't even yield to Source, they've already signed their own ending, right? Because there's too many people that have things in common, right? Too many things that people have in common, right? And so, but when people don't yield to Source, this is when you say, okay, you know you're not someone else's God. Like for instance, part of my assignment is to go down to a lower frequency, a low frequency, to the death frequency, and help people to raise their frequency. Okay, there's a lot of people who feel like their careers are over, everything is just over for them. And so part of my calling is to help people say, no, it's not over. Not as long as you breathe. Like you still got that physical vehicle, meaning your body. It's not over. Write the book. Start the YouTube channel. It's not over for you, right? And that's part of my assignment. So to take it down to channel energy to see who's on the low frequency, to say, hey, come on, come back up to a higher frequency. There's still light in you, still love and light in you, right? No matter who has tried to end you, there's still love and light in you, right? Sagittarius is involved, Virgo is involved in something, a Taurus is involved in something. Another Gemini could be involved in something, right? But you're going through some major life changes here, major life changes. And so as I always say about my Geminis, the way that you all inspire people is that you're like that. You help people see the fun in things. You help people to stay focused, Gemini. So that's part of your assignment, is to help people to stay focused when they feel like they want to bring a whole tower down. Oh, we can end somebody, right? So Source is saying that's where you're helping people to see the fun and the laughter in things. Nobody has the power to do that, right? So you all are out here radiating love and light, right? And so this is going to be your reading for the 21st through the 28th, right? So the Lover's card. So Spirit highlights alignment, soul choices, and sacred unions of your inner dualities, right? You're teaching people how to love themselves enough to say, okay, something is just entertainment. But some people can't see that. They ready. They on go, child. They just like, ready, set, go, right? And so somebody's basically like, you've been through something where people have tried to use your past against you. This is your challenge here, right? Source has put you in a very interesting position, Gemini, in leadership, to lead the circle that you have, that your people that you're linking up with, who like to try to end people based on what they feel like they know about people's secrets, right? Right. So just like this lobster antenna, it's like you're in a pinch. You could feel like secretly you're in a pinch right here, because you're trying to help people see something is entertainment, something is a calling, something is like you're trying to find the words. Some of you all are trying to find the words, but some of you all have found the words, right? But again, a lot of it has to do with your water, who you're linking up with. If you're dealing with somebody who feels like they're in a pinch and they feel overwhelmed and secretly they feel like they can end somebody, then you're in the presence of being hit by whatever their tower is. Like for real, you're in a So Source has you divinely protected. And so you're trying to find the words to basically like, be quiet. Like, Basically, here the words that you're using is, if somebody is trying to make a decision to expose someone's secrets, this is what you're saying, then they end it themselves. You're basically teaching somebody how karma works. Their karma is instant. But here's the reason why you don't wait around to see someone's karma, is because it is instant. It literally is at the intention, at the moment of intention. It's instant, right? So somebody could yield to source, the creator, or they can just keep on going. They can keep right on going until the whole tower falls on them. And trust me, the whole world will see it. The whole tower, the entire world. It'll be felt around the world, right? So you got to recognize that somebody, just like you were called to do something, right? Somebody is basically saying to you that you could end somebody, but it's the energy that you're linking up with that's actually going through a tower moment, right? And they are dark magician energy. Somebody has tattoos. A couple of people have tattoos here. You're seeing people, these energies have tattoos, right? So they have some kind of marking on themselves, and they feel like they've been marked for death already. And so they feel like, okay, they want you in that same situation. They want you to feel like, okay, you don't have any purpose. You've been marked for death. So therefore, hey, we all going down together. So it's like, that's not how it's going to play out, because you have the ability to flip the switch just like that and say, nope, I'd rather just remove myself from an equation. So Source is trying to help you recognize we're coming up on Libra season, which is an air sign like you. And there's a lot of astral projection going on, because that hits the heart chakra, auric layer, astral projection. So when people don't have the astral body, typically spreads about 1 foot off your physical body. It's related to the heart chakra. So it represents feelings of peace, love, connection to others. It'll also reveal if we have grief or hardened heart, right? So if a person no longer has access to you, this is in your inner circle, right? Somebody is astral projecting into your energy, trying to get you to make a decision about something. The decision you've made is self-love. That's the decision that you made. You're like, okay, you're not marked for death when it comes to your twin flame. Your twin flame is still out here unless you're in a relationship with your twin flame. So you're not marked for death. Even if people considered you, oh, they'll never find the right person. That is a lie straight from the pit of hell. For real. You're not letting people drag you down to that low frequency. Oh, you've been marked by whatever. So there's no one out here for you. That is not true. That is not true. These people like here like to try to end people. You'll never find love in your life, because that's what basically somebody's saying. You'll never find partnership. You'll never find love in your life because of your past. Those are the people that you're quickly detaching from. Quickly detaching from them. Because these people are also used. Well, now when you were in a pinch, I was there for you. Did they do it out of the kindness of their heart? Or they did it because they wanted one day to be able to use it against you, like try to collect from you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, as if you're their God, right? So, or you're their creator, right? So you're dealing with dark magician energy. A lot of people who already feel like they're marked for death, so they keep it on a low frequency. They feel like, okay, where their career is over, this is over, that's over. And these are people you're linking up with, not people who are operating in purpose. They feel like, what is their purpose on planet Earth? That's where you come in, where Source is using you. You're teaching people, okay, the fun of life. Like, okay, what? You rule third house. Third house is about, your childhood relationships, or how people learn early on in life. You're trying to help people get to ninth house. Ninth house is the year that we're in now, 2025. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. And trying to help them to ascend higher and educating themselves in the spiritual realm, right? And so some people in your circle are going through karma right now. They're literally, you're seeing it right in your face. And those energies keep linking up with them. So say if you keep linking up with them, they'll cause a whole tower to fall down on you. When you work too hard, you sacrifice too much to believe in your dreams. That's what this moon card is here. The source said you work too hard, you believe in your dreams. So you can lead people to water, but you can't force them to drink it. And that's what Source is basically trying to tell you. So this moon card, this is your challenge. Like I said before, navigating illusions and uncertainties, and spirits cause you to trust your intuition over appearances, what it looks like, illusions and confusions, right? So some people could look like they're operating in purpose, but they really feel like they're marked for death. And these are people that you're linking up with, right? And so the past influences would be the death card. The cycle of transformation has already unfolded, Gemini. So spirit affirms that release was necessary to open space for rebirth. Y'all would be the ones that sit in a circle like y'all can't possibly take something serious, right? You know, like you see it on social media all the time where people are like, okay, they just laugh it off and move on with life. Some people can't do that, right? Something about your star. That's the future influences for you, is the star, right? You see how like a lot of celebrities, they'll just laugh stuff off. They like, they've been through worse. They've sacrificed too much to be, and I really don't like to talk about, like, you know, mention the word celebrity on my channel because everybody is a star. Everybody has purpose, right? And so something about your light has irritated people's demons for a long time. And so when you know a star, when you recognize it, because people are irritated, you know, you that one, you causing a whole bunch of conversation about stuff, and people, oh, I gotta end that energy, because they feel like they were marked for death, right? And so the star is your future influence. You know, hope, healing, and divine clarity are ahead. And so spirit shows you that you're aligning with your higher purpose and your guidance, right? And so anybody who's operating in their star, they know how to make light of a situation. Like, okay, the past is behind them. They moved on. They've gone through a very powerful rebirth. They're operating in their purpose. So something for you is funny. Something for you is funny, right? Because you're having a total recall of some things, right? And so beneath the surface, you sense change in spirit, and this is your unconscious influence. You know, spirit reminds you that upheaval clears the way for liberation and a higher truth. Some people can't find the humor in things. They just like, okay, oh my God, you know, the world is ending. I can bring a whole time to stop this right now. Who do we call? Do we call Ghostbusters? Who do we, you know? And so you have a dark, like I said, dark magician energy. Somebody has tattoos on their arm. They could have tattoos on it because they feel like they've been marked for death. They feel like whatever their calling is, there's people, something from their past will be able to stop them, and everybody has a past. So they operate in that spirit of, okay, I could just end somebody with a secret, just like somebody tried to end you as far as your lovers were concerned. Oh, I know who they used to date. I know who they used to secretly be in a relationship with, and I got this on this person and that on that person, because they're still trying to find their purpose, when everybody else out here who's operating in their star energy are just like, they got bigger fish to fry. So the temperance card here is your advice, right? So balance is your spiritual compass. And so spirit calls you to harmonize intellect with with your intuition, blending energies and patience. So you resolve something within your spirit. You're not tripping off of certain things. You're like, okay, whatever. That's the frequency that you want. And so your external influences are the wheel of fortune. Right? So the universe is shifting in your favor, and karmic cycles are turning, bringing synchronicities and fated opportunities. So something you're not even tripping on. You're just like, whatever. Right? Somebody knows about triangulation. Somebody already knows why people keep people apart from each other. Somebody already knows that, like the game. You already know the game, right? And so, but you have a very firm foundation on which you stand on, whoever you are, because you've already made sacrifices from your past. And so when people are in a pinch and they nervous and they won't even yield to source, guess what? The tower falls on them. You ain't even worried about it. They didn't mess up their own star. Source is saying to you, but you're not going to mess up yours. You can lead people to water, but you're not going to force them to drink it. It's not an apple dunking. I mean, like, it's not a dunking contest. You're not going to dump their head in the water and say, hey, here, drink this water. You know, nurture yourself. Find out what your moon sign is. Like I say on my channel, pull your birth chart. Find out what your signs are in these houses. Get so connected with self that in your heart chakra, when somebody is trying to astral project some energy into you, trying to astral project or whatever, When source, you'll know source's voice. So when source tells you to stand down, that's when you stand down. Even if everybody else thinks that you're scared. They better have pulled back because, because I got something that could end some. You just laugh about it. You just like, no, you yield into source. Because everybody knows somebody who thinks they can end somebody. That's everybody. That's the whole universe. That's everybody on planet Earth. So welcome to Earth. So you are the voice of reason, whatever circle that you're in, whoever you are. And people are going to feel very fortunate to know you. This is what's going to add to your fortune. The universe is shifting in your favor, Gemini, and karmic cycles are turning, bringing synchronicities and fated opportunities your way. Your hopes and fears, you is the high priestess energy, is that you may both hope for and fear hidden truths. And so spirit affirms that deeper wisdom is available if you trust your inner knowing, right? Trust your inner knowing. So you are high priestess energy. And so some hidden truths are coming out about you to yourself, right? And so source is saying, hey, you're just making sure people don't overstep boundaries, right? Overstep boundaries, like for the that you've set. You're making sure you don't overstep the boundaries as source set for you, right? So by week's end, completion and mastery arrive. Spirit confirms you are stepping into integration, wholeness, and ascension. So yeah, basically looking at your cards here, alignment is at play, transformation is at play, ascension is at play. And so the Lover's card actually calls you into harmony. The Star card actually restores your hope, and then the World card actually affirms your mastery. And so spirit reminds you that you are weaving together dualities in divine wholeness. That's what you're doing. Yeah, into divine wholeness. Whatever people you're linking up with, source is using your voice in the way that you're able to turn on, turn off. This is one person, by the way. This is one person. This is your duality, right? Divine, what is done in the dark comes to the light, seen, unseen, known, unknown, the duality, dark, light, all that, right? Whatever was concealed was be revealed, all of that. The duality. You're saying the secret to it is just being quiet. Don't give it any air whatsoever. Just like I'm telling you right here, don't give it any air whatsoever. If people don't yield to a higher power, right, they will end themselves. That's the voice that source has put you in your inner circle. If they don't yield to a higher power, they will end themselves. So you're helping people to kind of flip it, like flip the switch, right? Just like, okay, what? So time to ground yourselves. Time to ground yourselves. Your laughter is, what I say? Your laughter is medicine. Somebody somewhere sitting down cracking up laughing. You are cracking up laughing because at that moment where you know that your mouth, Gemini, has taken stuff too far, you went there and you took it too far, and source is out. Okay, this how merciful as source is. Source, you're gonna have to reel this back in. It's like source is saying, listen, okay, you're gonna have to reel this mouth back in, okay, Gemini. You feel like somebody was condescending to you and you didn't cuss them out. You didn't raid them for filth. And they sit somewhere licking their wounds right now. Like, okay, confused, shaking their head. They about to let the dark side of themselves come out. Oh, I know a secret about Gemini. I could ruin Gemini just right now. And source says, no, I need you to reel it back in. This is where your being a mutable sign is actually a superpower for you. Some people don't know how to use the fact that they're a mutable sign, and so they get overwhelmed, and when they're in a pinch, they just go in. They don't know how to stop themselves, right? So that's where you come in. That's where you come as an air sign. You make the connection and say, okay, it's probably a good idea that you all are not physically near somebody. You could love somebody, but love shouldn't hurt. You know, that kind of thing. Love shouldn't hurt, right? So speak something into existence. Speak something into existence. Your enemy's playing back, right? That's the enemy within. And any energies that were enemies to you outside of you, source has already exposed it. So the messenger of God, Messenger of God is with you. This is Angel Gabrielle is with you. But yeah, you're saying heck no. Yeah, so it's time for you to do the mirror work. Angel Raphael, the angel and protector of travelers, is with you, and to do the mirror work. And that's what I feel like you'll be recommending to people. Do the mirror work. Look in the mirror. You're a star in your own right. Make a decision. You've made a decision that your twin flame is out here. You're not settling for less. You don't care what people say about your past. You know, your partner is out here. Basically, somebody's just high vibrational. They're not settling. That's why you see a lot of cards that have major arcana out here, and very seldom where you see, because I'm trying to bring people into a higher consciousness, return to pure consciousness, to see with your star, what you shine bright. You shine bright in your communication skills with people. Some people, they go straight into, I can use somebody's past against them. But guess what? A whole lot of people have the same past. So which past, who is talking to whom? So, yeah, here we have sacral chakra cleanse. Some people would rather mark people for death. They would rather say, oh, we can just end this energy right now. I know where they live. I know where they hang out. I know this. I know their schedule. But you're saying, no. You're the one, whoever's in your circle, you're saying you feel like you're marked for death. You feel like this is the best you can do for yourself. Like you don't see greatness in yourself. You would go down to that frequency, that you would end somebody, end your whole, end something, end everything. You don't have anything else to live for. That's what you're basically telling people in your circle. It's like, what is wrong with you? Somebody's a changeling. Whoever's in your inner circle for them, they're not yielding to Source. If Source told them to stop, they say, la 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 la, I didn't hear you, Source. So don't even give yourself a headache over something. Yeah, you can lead people to water, but you can't force them to drink it. You have a whole new attitude. Some people, they really feel like their money could end people. They feel like their gifts could end people. They feel like they know people all around the world. Everybody knows somebody somewhere. Okay, so this is the World Wide Web. So you're leaving some energies behind, right? So heal people just move differently. So somebody's still telling lies about you, but guess what? You don't care. So you're going to stop linking up with energies who feel like their money, the people that they know, the whatever can just end somebody, because you were put in a particular circle of energies. You were linking up with some energies where Source is saying people haven't gleaned from your energy of how you can just laugh at stuff. You just think something that's funny, right? You just like, okay, well, why are they so stupid serious about stuff? Oh no, we ride at dawn. We could take a so-and-so out. You like, what? Okay. Ciao. So you right now in your circle are telling people they need to move around, and so they astral projecting into people's energy. And so the fact that they even told you something puts them at risk. Now you know their secret. So your path. So, dear Lord, help me to trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and delusion. Your twin flame in business and or in love is there. Something is deepening. Somebody could have seen a black cat recently. That's your good luck right there. So once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. You will learn how to detach from people who are on a path to destruction in your own circle. You're learning how to detach. That's why some people end up just kind of sort of just hanging out with themselves. They hold incomplete. They said they'll wait for their twin flame or soulmate to come along. They'll just wait. They just bind them so they hold incomplete. So there's some energies you won't be linking up with anymore, because their first go-to is how can we end somebody. And you sitting somewhere cracking up laughing with tears rolling down your cheeks. You got tear-stained cheeks. You got tear-stained cheeks, but it's not because you're crying because you're sad. You just cracking up laughing. You somewhere like, hey, listen, I'm not putting my energy into anything until my twin flame come along. I pray for that. I'm not messing up my twin flame energy in business and or in love. So you got, all right, these cards put out, you're prosperous and abundant in everything that you do. So kudos and congratulations. Everything that you learn will be used for your life's purpose. Today is a gift. And then also, eagles fly above crows. That's why some people, they just fly by themselves. Anytime you got people around you that's violent, talking about we ride at dawn and we could just take a so-and-so out. Someone's like, oh, no. You're like, okay. They yielding to nothing. Right? So, not even their higher self. All right. So, let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else. But you're divinely protected. Whoever you are, you're divinely protected. That's where the Tower card came out. Is that you just seeing some upheaval going on around you. Some people are just, they're operating in their ego. And they're trying to make a connection by any means necessary. Astral project. They're breaking all kinds of spiritual laws. So, the waiting game. Yeah. So, you don't even have to wait around for people to disrupt your peace. You can detach at any moment. Yep. Why? Because you made way too many sacrifices. So it's some energies, and that's what you're talking. That's the 1 and 2 is 3. Night energy, right? You're like, listen, I'm saving myself. I'm going out and getting some fresh air. I'm going out in my element. I'm getting some fresh air to clear my mind because I made way too many sacrifices. Like, you know, for people to live their truth, whatever that means. You made way too many sacrifices, and so the roots right here, you could be dealing with an earth sign or 2 earth signs. The roots for them run real deep, and so because they're earth, they're out in the element. So you're going to be recommending that whoever you're dealing with, you're talking to them like, okay, why don't you get outside and touch the grass? Like, get outside and, you know, do some grounding or earthing, right? Why don't you get outside and do some grounding or some earthing here, and recharge and reset from the earth. So that's what you could be talking about. But some people, they ready to ride at dawn and, you know, let's put the pedal to the metal. We upset, you know, this and that, talking low vibrational talk. But it's your position to speak truth into some energies. And so it's up to them to decide what they're going to do. That's on them. That's their karma. But again, high vibrating Geminis are adaptable, witty, and curious. And so something has really tickled your funny bone. And then low vibrating Geminis are inconsistent, superficial, and nervous. So I don't feel like that's who's tapping into this energy. So like I said, I'm channeling messages here. Today is a gift for you. Everything that you learn will be used for your life's purpose. And eagles fly above crows, right? And so you are prosperous and abundant in everything that you do. And I feel like you're going to talk some sense into some energies. You could be dealing with a karmic couple that you're talking sense into. Somebody who never thought that they'd be hearing a voice of reason from you. They look down on you at some point, maybe because of their money, because of their status, how people looked up to them or whoever it is. And they want to still, you know, so that's when you know somebody just going out sad, when they just feel like, okay, I got the money. I could just end some. I know people all around the world. I could, no matter where they go, you know. So, and you sitting somewhere cracking up, laughing, just saying to yourself, just shaking your head like, All of what people are saying, they're not following their own advice. That's what I have for you, Geminis. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.